This is Dan White coming to you from my backyard studio in Appling, Georgia. I would have never dreamed it, never in a million years.
But I'd wait a million years, walk a million miles, cry a million tears.
Would be embarrassed, humiliated, blown out, and mauled by the Clemson Tigers. Never. Oh, I figured we'd lose, but blown out? No way. No wonder they call it Death Valley. That was Clemson's 40th consecutive home wins. In the last 7 games against Clemson, Clemson has outscored Miami 178 to 30. 178 to 30. In the first half of this game, Miami had no fight and no execution. From the outset, Miami didn't stand a chance. Clemson received the opening kickoff and methodically, relentlessly drove it down the field for a touchdown.
And a 4-man rush. Uiagalelei, though, well protected. And there's the slant again. Antonio Williams this time. Quarterback run again. And that's good for the first down. After the Canes timeout, Uiagalelei takes a shot to the end zone. And it's caught for the touchdown by Davis Allen.
And they did this again and again and again. Jeez. Defensive coordinator Kevin Steele had no answers for Clemson's dual-threat quarterback DJ Uiagalelei or their running back Will Shipley. Uiagalelei rushed for 89 yards and Shipley for 61 yards. Clemson's total rushing yards was 207 yards with 1, 2, 3 touchdowns. 3 touchdowns rushing. No answer.
Quarterback run. Uiagalelei dodging tacklers. Looking for the goal line. He's got it for the touchdown.
Plus, Uiagalelei had 240 passing yards. Miami's defense couldn't get off the field. They couldn't stop drives. That's a total of 449 yards for Clemson. That's called a blowout. Miami was never in this game. Now that's 4 games this season that the Miami defense has given up 40 or more points in a game. Gaddis's offense took a step backward, a big step backward. Miami had a measly 98 total yards gained, and we couldn't even get to 100. 98 yards. Furman and Louisiana Tech had more total yards against Clemson than we did. How bad was the offense? How bad was it? It's been 57 years. That goes all the way back to 1965 when I was 14. That's how long it was. 57 years under Coach Charlie Tate since they had fewer total yards that they had against Clemson. And Miami only ran 42 offensive plays. Now there's plenty of blame to go around, from the players to the coaches and the culture.
This was
And the talent gap between Clemson and Miami is as wide as the Grand Canyon.
One of these days we gonna be good, y'all. One of these days.
On 13 drives for Miami, we get 5 punts, 5 first downs, 3 turnovers, a turnover on downs.
Somewhere in the area, and I'm not sure there was.
Yeah, Pride comes under pressure. He wants to throw it, but then Pride fake jumps. Bobby, I think he's in the end zone.
And a field goal. Our only touchdown came on a fumble recovery inside Clemson's 10-yard line, and we were able to go in for 10 yards and get a touchdown. Our only one.
Easy flip into the left flat for the touchdown.
Many call for Gaddis to be fired. Blame him. Someone has to be the fall guy. It basically was Miami's freshmen and sophomores going against Clemson's experienced and powerful upperclassmen and fifth-year seniors. Ja'Cory Brown, our quarterback, our dual-threat quarterback, was the leading rusher with 22 yards, and that ain't going to beat anybody. Miami's pathetic total offense was an anemic 98 yards. That's the third lowest in Miami history. That's awful. That's a beatdown. And the offense gave up a safety in the third quarter, which was the only points Clemson had in that quarter. Miami did have 3 sacks and 1 pick by DJ Ivey, and he recovered a fumble. That was the only bright spot defensively that Miami had. The only one.
Up the seam, in stride, the ball pops out. Miami's got another takeaway.
He turns to the sluggo, which is a slant and go, and right when he does that, he wheels back to the seam. Our quarterback thought it was going to be open. Pick 6.
That might be an interception for Miami. As Uiagalelei missed his target, and DJ Ivey was there to pick it.
Plus, Cam Kitchens had 13 tackles. I guess you could say that's another bright spot. But outside of Kitchens, Akeem Mesidor, and Leonard Taylor, Miami was not on the same level as Clemson. And again, Lou Hedley, in my opinion, is the MVP for this game.
I love the timing of the throw, but you got to marry it with exactly where that ball needs to be placement-wise.
Antonio Williams and Will Shipley are both back to maybe try and nullify Headley's ability to rugby kick. It's a line drive that goes over the head of Antonio Williams and again rolls down inside the 10-yard line as we're back to Matt Barry.
Miami drops to 5-6 and 3-4 in the ACC with a tough game against Pitt remaining at Hard Rock. If somehow we can beat Pitt, and get to that magical 6th game, we get to go bowling. And many pundits are saying if we can go 6 games and win 6, we'll be headed to the Gasparilla Bowl in Tampa on December the 23rd. Now, a lot of people say, well, I don't care about going to a bowl. But let's face it, it is important. It's important to get that extra practice time, to look into next year. So, yeah, I'm all for going to the Gasparilla Bowl or the Toilet Bowl or whatever bowl it is to give more time to work and to develop and help these players because all of them are young. The Canes have lost 4 straight games at Hard Rock. 4. 247 Sports says Miami is the second most talented team. The second most talented team in the ACC, and yet we just stink. They said Clemson is number 1. Yet Coach Cristobal is in a rebuild. He's razing the building to the ground. rebuild. I believe he'll rebuild Miami to be a team to be reckoned with. Out of the ashes, Miami will rise. 6 wins gets Miami into a bowl, but really I'm highly doubtful of going bowling this season. How about you? Thanks so much for watching, and as always, go Canes.